Live.
What's this? We're live?
We're
Oh,
live.
man.
We are live.
Absolutely. Boom. Let's hit him. Let's hit him, Rich.
Oh man, where's my money chicken?
Where's chicken?
Oh, I'm
Where's
so
the chicken?
disorganized.
All right. That's all right. That's all right.
Disorganized.
Welcome, everyone. It's your boy, Big Lloyd Dotson here, along with my co-host and co-creator of the Boss XL Supercharged Sales Loop System, Mr. Rich Green, across the pond there. He's trying to find his chicken. It's not down your pants, so it's somewhere, though. And we are on this live edition of the Pit Lane Power Hour, which we do every Sunday via Facebook Live to tell you all about the Boss XL Supercharged Sales Loop System. In fact, we do more than tell you about it. We actually show you real proof progress results by opening up our back offices live. So if you're watching this for the first time and you're wondering what the hell this is all about, well, stick with us for the next 60 minutes and you'll be absolutely blown away. And at the end, we'll invite you to actually grab some keys, hop in, and test drive your very own Boss XL Supercharged Sales Loop System. You'll know why when we release this the day after Christmas 2016, which was only basically a few months ago, not even a few months ago, 45 days, 50, 60, exactly, how we've grown from 0 as a standing start to over 1,200 people in our Facebook group. So the first thing that we're going to say is, if you want to find out what's going on and you don't want to sit through the 60 minutes, shame on you, but an easy way to take a shortcut is to go to www.jointhefacebookgroup.com. That's www.jointhefacebookgroup.com. That'll take you right to our Boss XL Supercharged Sales Loop System Facebook group, where you'll ask to be entered. We'll vet you, and then you'll be able to join people in there and see what all the excitement is about, but also be able to ask questions and see exactly what's going on. But you don't have to do that right now. If you're watching this live, we're going to take you through step by step the system. I'm going to show the entire presentation, show you why people are excited, show you how people are getting results with this system, and ultimately show you how you can do the same thing. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to quickly, so that I can go and click and share the fact that we're live with a lot of people on my timeline, and you should be doing the same thing. I'm going to tell you to do this. If you're watching this live, we want to thank you for joining us. If you're watching it on replay, someone shared the link with you and they want you to get involved with the Boss XL system. So make sure you get back to that person and ask them to share their funnel and their system with you. If you're watching it live, you can, as I said, go to the Facebook group right now. You probably won't get in because Rich and I are the ones who vet everyone coming in there, because we only want real live people. So I'm going to do this, Rich. I've done enough talking for right now. Why don't you take over and just give people a couple of minutes on exactly what we're trying to accomplish today. I think we have a special guest today, but maybe just give them a little background on where you came from and how the Boss XL system really came about.
Will do, buddy, will do. You go do your thing and catch up with Eric, because I think he's struggling with the links. And what that goes to show people is that you don't have to be a genius to do this. You know, if technology is not your thing, do not worry. It makes no difference whatsoever, because not everything's done for you. There's some action that you guys have got to take, but the complicated stuff is all done for you. We've created a system that's duplicatable, that's self-funding. And you're going to find out step by step exactly how that's going to work for you to either grow your online or affiliate or network marketing business, or launch you into an online or affiliate network marketing business. Because you don't necessarily have to be of this world to benefit from this. There's a lot of people who are. We get hit up all the time. Both Big and myself are constantly asked by people who've been trying to make money online for a while, how are you guys doing what you're doing? How have you created this amount of momentum? What's going on within your community? And we love to share that with people who are already in this space. But what's even more exciting for us is when it's complete newbies, people who've never done this kind of thing before, and they can just see the excitement and that there's a community of people who are bending over backwards to help each other succeed. How this thing all came about is it's an interesting story, and I'll not bore you with it all because we're going to run short on time. We've got a special guest tonight. Eric's going to be here shortly, and he's going to share some of his insights on exactly what he's experienced. But to kind of go back a little bit. So you heard Big introduce me. My name's Rich Green. Some people know me better as the KC or the Keyboard Capitalist. And I've been trying to earn money in non-traditional ways for a lot of years. Since you go back to the start of the credit crunch, the recession and all that, a good 7, 8, 9 years or so. Got involved in network marketing, traditional face-to-face network marketing and all of that good stuff. Tried online marketing and failed miserably for around 5 years. And in that 5 years, it's a well-known fact that I did actually make some money. I made a $25 commission over that 5-year period, which, yeah, makes me a laughing stock. It also makes me more successful than a lot of people who in the same amount of time haven't managed to make any money, and you might be one of them. That doesn't make you a bad person. What it makes you is one of the people that this system was built to help. Because here's what happened to me. At a time when I was least interested in business, I was out of work through ill health, and my headspace wasn't in the right place. But I got introduced to a business by someone who was persistent enough and who cared enough to keep following up with me. And eventually I got started in that business model. The knock-on effect of that was that I found something that I was really excited about, found something that worked for me. And what I was able to do was throw myself into that business and really get to the depths of what it was all about. And through understanding and through action, I very quickly went from a zero start, because I had no money to start a business with at that time. Like I said, I was out of work. I was pretty much broke. I went from a zero start to a pretty decent income. And that's when I was flagged up and brought to the attention of some big time marketers over in America. One of them, the guy who you've just seen, Lloyd Dotson, big. And so what happened? Hey, he's back. And so what happened was, in fact, let me take this off of, there we go. I think we have, yeah, that's better. So what happened was, these guys, Big and a couple of other guys we were working with at the time, invited me to be a guest on a show not that different to this. And that's where they asked me to share my story of how I'd gone from online zero to, by my standards, online hero in, what was it, mate? At that time, about 4 months, I think, at that time, weren't it? And I'd earned around $20,000, something like that, 23 grand. And then shortly after, I got the chance to jump on a plane and go and spend a weekend in Vegas with these guys, learning the real tricks of the trade and what was really going on. And so I'd had an idea sometime earlier. I just want to check that the screen's doing the right thing, dude. Yeah, it is. See, I tell you, you don't have to be a genius to do this. So yeah, I'd had an idea sometime earlier, but I had no idea how to construct it, how to piece this thing together. And that's where Big and Co really helped out. Here's what happened next. I was able to go home and, off the back of what I'd learned on that weekend, create a system. Because no matter how good I'd done, how well I'd done, how much money I'd made over that 4-month period, I knew other people weren't going to do that. Yes, I'd got team members and some of them were doing great, but I knew in the most part other people weren't going to create the same level of success that I'd created, because duplication is incredibly difficult. You can't rely on your own or anybody else's individual brilliance, but systems, that's a different story. So what these guys taught me was the power of a system. And what I did is I built something called the BossX formula. And the BossX formula essentially stands for BO, business opportunity, SS, success, sales system, X, exposure. And with that system, I was able to take what I've done and utilize it over the course of the next 6 months or so. And ultimately, in less than a year, I generated over 90 grand in associated commissions from things that I was promoting and from parts within the system. And it was a game changer. And that is when me and Lloyd got talking further about how to ramp it up. Because Lloyd is a great guy, but he's a guy who looks at a 90K earnings and thinks, yeah, you know,
No,
90's 90.
No. You always build on small successes. One of the great things about Rich is he took action on what he learned in that training in Las Vegas. And as he said, he may look at it, but that small start where he was hovering around 24, what I essentially said to him is that he was missing a couple of key components. And he was kind enough to say, can we just take some time and actually go over it? And so in that time, he then took and implemented what we talked about and went from that 24 to, as he talked about, 90,000 in about 9-10 months. Then he went on to basically, in a year's time, essentially break that six-figure barrier. And again, we're not saying that everyone out there is going to have the ability or opportunity to break six figures, but the key thing that Rich talked about is that when he did that, we knew that it was something that was replicatable and duplicatable, and everyone eventually gets hit with the money hammer as long as you follow the formula. And so one of the things that Rich was kind of trying to wrap his head around in the original Boss X was, yeah, but how do I make it so that it has even more oomph to it? How do I make it so that I can add high octane fuel to what I'm doing already in Boss X? So we hooked up again about 3 or 4 months ago, and I basically said, listen, let me look again at what you're doing, and let's talk about taking that and really revving it up. And I liked the bones of what he was doing, but I talked to him about him missing one key ingredient. And the thing about that, we joke about it. I have the money hammer. I hit people with the money hammer when they show real proof, progress, and results from a standing start like Rich did. Now, we're talking someone here who was essentially flat broke, who leveraged that busting his ass basically for 3 or 4 months to get to the 24,000, which allowed him to show up on the radar screen. So he can joke about that, but I always give him lots of kudos for doing that. But there comes a time when you can only do so much, and like he says, a system has to take over. And if you have that system from the beginning, and that's essentially what we created with Boss XL. We wanted to leverage, and the L does not stand for leverage, but that's exactly what we wanted to do, is take Boss X and make it into something that was completely replicatable, duplicatable, but also could create a recurring residual revenue stream for people. That's when you have a real business. But there was one thing missing, and the one thing that was missing was something that Rich had already been told by other leaders out there, okay, other 6- and 7-figure earners like myself. But again, he was chicken. So we joke that Rich brings out and hits people with the money chicken because he was no different than you are watching this today, that you're afraid to do something because you might fail at it or it might cost you money. And in this case, Rich had done a great job because he was coming from a place of, guess what, being broke to this amount of money. But in order to get to the next level, what's the one thing that you were so afraid of, Rich, that you really needed? And guess what? Once you wrapped your head around it, made all the difference in the world, my man.
In high volumes, I needed it massively. And I'm going to hazard a guess. There's a lot of people watching this who are in the same boat. And so if this rings true to you, give me some thumbs or whatever you want to do on the whole Facebook thing. But yeah, what I'd avoided for a long time, going back years, everybody had told me I needed traffic. Traffic was the thing that was supposed to drive me forward. And for years, I avoided that because I thought people were trying to dip their hands in my pocket. I thought they were trying to get me to spend more so that they made more. What I struggled to get my head around was that they wanted me to spend more so that I could make more. And that didn't really, maybe that boils down to not working with people who I trusted or didn't know well enough. And again, this whole community that we've created puts people in a different situation because they very quickly get to know, like, and trust who they're working with. But traffic was a massive, massive turning point for me. So that plus changing my sales system to a success system, because how many people out there have got a business opportunity or even a number of business opportunities? I've joined all sorts in the past, but what I'd not got was any sort of success system. And a success system, Lloyd and I boil it down to Lloyd. Since when did I start calling you Lloyd, dude?
That's so formal, so formal. You know, Rich, what I need, I think what you need is a drink. I know it's later over there than it is here. We kick this off at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. There you go. And you're 5 hours ahead, my man. Do me this favor. Let me take people through that. And why don't you go ahead and get our guest squared away, who seems to be having problems getting on, so that we can bring him on. But Rich hit the nail on the head. The only thing that he was missing, because Rich had the drive, he had the work ethic, all right, and basically proved that he could grind enough in order to have success, in order for sales to come in order for people to join his tribe, his team, his opportunity, as he said, because people out there always have business opportunities, but they're missing, again, that success or sales system. So Rich understood that after the training in Vegas and put together business opportunity with a sales system that was BOSS, and then X being exposure, meaning he plastered it everywhere he could think of, but he was afraid of traffic. And the truth is, traffic is the most important thing when it comes to getting eyeballs on your offer. It doesn't matter what you're selling. It could be elephants or eggs. The bottom line is people selling anything need more traffic to their offer. And again, when it comes down to it, you have to not be afraid of the fact that you are in business, and you need to put some of that money that you're making into your business. And so Rich, again, can talk about it, that he was afraid to do that. But once he realized that traffic was the key in order to leverage his business, then everything changed. And so what I shared with him when we first started this journey a number of months ago to build, and we spent 100 hours building out the Boss XL system, was that there are 5 key components to a successful online, offline, whatever it may be, but mostly we're talking online business that's going to give you recurring residual income. And they are, very simply, 1, traffic. If you don't have it, you need to get it, because that's what you need. Every business, in order to have success or even to survive, needs traffic to their offers. They need eyeballs on their offers. No sales are made if people don't know what you're selling. The second is that you need a funnel. So many people out there are sending people to situations where they essentially, as a consumer, have to make a decision. A funnel filters those people down step by step to where you want to take them to ultimately convert into a sale. We talked about traffic, we talked about funnel. What you also need, third, is a filter, a way to filter demographically things that are going to put the right people in place into your funnel and filter them as you go. Because the truth is, not everyone's a buyer, and you also don't want to work with everyone as a buyer. So you filter that system. You have a follow-up series. That is number 4. The follow-up series continues to sell people on what they originally saw. It puts them back into the funnel system to continuously sell them over and over on the benefits, features of whatever you may be selling. Finally, what's missing for most people? What's missing for most people is tiered congruent offers. Number 5, tiered congruent offers. You see, so many people out there, I saw from my experience, were essentially a hit it and get it type of people, where they were selling one thing and they sent all this traffic and they sold one thing, and then they had to do it all over again and create another marketing system for another one thing. When in fact, okay, if you take a page from the better marketing businesses out there, multi-billion-dollar businesses like Apple, what does Apple do? It essentially brings people in, okay, with tiered congruent offers. They bring you in with the little iPod for 99 bucks. Then they move you up to the iPad for $299, $499, $599. Then they move you up, basically, got to have the iPhone for $700, $800. Then they move you up to the Mac and the MacBook Pro. So you see where that's going, and they're all congruent to each other. And so the page is taken from that you have an offer that's congruent. And in our case, our congruent offers are all about the one thing that everyone is afraid of, that none of the gurus out there talk about, and that is traffic.
Traffic, baby.
And that's why the system is such a success, because it focuses on the one thing, and we show you how to get it, we show you how to leverage it, and most importantly, we show you how to duplicate and replicate the system to allow you to do it as well. The wonderful thing about this is it's just not all our proof progress results, even though we're going to show you live on today's call all about that. We'll open up our back offices, but people are starting to see their own proof progress results inside the group as well. And that's exactly why the system was put together. So on that note, Rich, were you able to get our man Eric on, who's our special guest today?
No, I was not. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to run through the presentation. I'm going to fly through it tonight rather than go into in-depth details. And the reason I'm going to do that, two reasons. Firstly, because we have got a guest, Eric, who's having technical difficulties. And so we're quickly going to swap me with him after the presentation. But secondly, we run free weekly training. We do a weekly training every Wednesday. We have a closed Facebook group environment, which is essentially a live 24-hour training platform that teaches everything and supports in everything that there is to know about the offers that I'm just about to show you. And so right here, I don't need to go into too much depth. I could do, and if I do, shout out, buddy.
And you don't need to, because people know we're legitimate. You know why? Not only because we share our proof progress results, but we have real swag.
Mm-hmm.
You know you're legit when you have real swag.
Yeah.
And actually in the group, people know this, but the truth is we run all types of contests and giveaways and all like that, and people are proudly wearing and showing off the swag. Swag, for those that don't know, are t-shirts, hats, things like that. But the truth is, these are all handmade by Big and my kids. See how nice they are? And we basically use, giant glue sticks and glitter. All right. So if you want your very own Boss XL, we will order it up. Got to give it a couple days to dry because the glitter gets everywhere. In fact, I have a sty in my eye from all the glitter and wiping everything.
You've just been working too hard getting all the
too hard, but they do look nice. Maybe it needs more glitter. It's not shiny enough, Rich.
Yeah, I don't think we're glitter kind of guys, mate, to be fair. No, that's maybe not our gig.
Absolutely. So why don't we do this? If you're watching, you're probably going, come on, get on with it. What the hell is it? And that's exactly what Rich is going to do. We're going to show you the presentation. It's going to explain everything. And as we said, what we try to do is have people understand that there's more to it than just throwing some stuff together and then trying to get a bunch of sales and a bunch of commissions. That's not what Boss XL is all about. So we go back to it. Originally, Rich had the Boss X and exposure, and that's fine, but traffic was missing. But what was missing also is you just don't want to throw a bunch of traffic at something. You're missing the loop. So we talked about leveraging a system, but we also show you how to loop your profits back into the system in order to continue to leverage and grow your business to, guess what? Get more profits, more signups, more earnings. When you get that more earnings, you put that back into more traffic, which is the leverage that Rich finally learned about. Right, my man?
Exactly. Come on, let's show people. Enough talking. So, guys,
But you're going to do more talking. You're just going to show them pretty pictures.
Exactly, yeah. Prettier pictures than me and you do.
Right.
So let's jump on this. Tell me that you can see what I am looking at now.
Yes.
Beautiful. Let's go. So first things first, really, really, really important. I do not care what offer you are in. If you are talking about money or results or income or anything of that sort, it's really, really important that you're honest and transparent about it. I get on a little bit of a soapbox and I'm going to have another rant off air later about something that's gone on. your disclosures need to be accurate. Your disclosures need to be true, and they need to be backed up by the fact that anything you get results-wise will boil down to work ethic, business system, strategy, so many other factors, and we have pages and pages and pages of disclosure for good reason, because what we show you tonight may well look great, but it's ours, and that's why we have guests on, and Eric is going to come on shortly, because what we want you to see is what other people would call real people.
So essentially, Rich, what we're basically saying to people is that the Boss Excel system, as far as it goes, is not a scam, a pyramid scheme. It doesn't promise investment returns or anything like that. Essentially, it's a system that we created that takes advantage of ways to leverage traffic and traffic offers, and to also learn and train on how to be a better marketer. Is that correct, my man?
That's exactly what I was saying. Exactly what I was saying. So here we go. This is, I'm assuming this is you if you're watching this, or was you, or has been you. It was certainly me. And I know a lot of the people that we get hit up by on a regular basis, eat, sleep, work, repeat, is pretty much the norm. And the day job, God bless them, we all need them to help leverage us into our own entrepreneurial space, but they're time-sapping babies. And for most people, what they're looking for is not just the money, it's the time freedom. So what we provide is a way out. Now, whether you're already involved in this space or not, as I touched on a little earlier, this is relevant to you. And this is why, because we're not just providing an opportunity, we're providing an opportunity in a massive market. The home-based business space is growing hour on hour, let alone year on year. And anybody who's entering the online working space, the work from home space, the network marketing space, or any non-traditional means of income needs tools and resources to help them succeed. And so what we do is we provide an alternative approach to working from home, which is helping guys who are looking to work from home. It's really, really sweet. You see, back in the 1800s, there was the gold rush, and everybody thinks people made fortunes from mining for gold. Load of rubbish. Most gold miners made next to nothing, but the guys who were selling the picks and shovels, now that's a different story. And so that's what we've done. We've built the Boss Excel system to essentially be the picks and shovels to the gold rush of this century, which is the online gold rush. So there's 4 systems, 4 programs, 4 lots of tools and resources within this system. And it's really important to point out at the start, this system is built for you. So what you're going to have if you get involved in this is one system that sells everything that I'm about to show you on your behalf. So I don't want you getting hung up on any individual parts. I don't want you worrying that you're not going to be able to say this or sell this or do this. The system does it for you, and we're going to show you exactly how. If not tonight, because we're short on time, certainly in the training. So what do you get as a member? I see Eric Wright appearing.
I fixed it for you. I was tired of Eric being in the dark.
Do you know what? That's amazing. That's made my night. So we'll bring you out shortly, Eric, if that's all right, buddy. So yeah, what you get as part of Boss Excel. So you remember in Boss Excel, which is free. Did we mention that, mate? Did we forget to mention?
Whoa! Wait, what the hell are you doing? Free? I did not approve that message that it was free. I thought we were making money on this, Rich. No. That's why people are calling us crazy, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my God, hit me with the non-money hammer.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you know what? We get a lot of people saying a lot of stuff about us, and I think crazy is the main one just because of the massive free aspect.
Well, who else tries to hit people with a money chicken? Come on, my man.
So
and makes T-shirts out of glitter and glue. Come on.
And gets ties. So on screen, you've got a list of everything that you get as a member of Boss Excel. Big and I, and actually Eric was on the training a little earlier. We did our Sunday night training, which is for our high-level advanced members. That's done every Sunday. We do a weekly training on Wednesday for our beginners and our general members, teaching them all the basics of the different tools and resources. We've got 2 closed Facebook groups, one a very specialized advanced members group, the other a general one, which is still in a closed environment. So you've really got an opportunity to engage with other people like you without the naysayers. You know, those people who are on your Facebook wall who are telling you how daft you are to chase your dreams. Daft, UK word, stupid. How stupid you are.
Stupid with a lot of O's. Yeah.
Exactly.
So, Rich, hang on one second. All right. So did I see this slide? Did I approve this slide? So you're telling me that free to all members.
I just did this.
Free to all members. They get an automated success system completely built with 6+ lead capture pages. No, you just said 8. So you've added 2 more. 11 pages of tutorials and videos. We do free weekly training live 2 times a week. We do this show. I'm assuming that's what you're talking about. Prospecting show. That's the Pit Lane Power. All right, my man? We have private chat rooms for those people in the Winner Circle group can hit us up individually. We have 2 separate Facebook groups, not only the Boss Excel Facebook group, but we also have the Winner Circle, and we do one-on-one coaching with those people in the Winner Circle. Am I missing anything here, my man?
I think
so. Wait a minute. That's all free inside the system.
Mm-hmm.
Do they have to have a beard in order to be a member?
No, but they must have a hat.
They must wear a woolly hat.
But barring that, no, they're all good. They're all good.
Wow.
We are off our rockers, and we know this. But the beautiful thing is, this whole concept came about because there were so many, and this is not meant in a bad way, there were so many waifs and strays. There were so many widows and orphans. There were people in a number of businesses, which we rate quite highly, that had been left stranded by their sponsors, left stranded by the business to a certain extent, because those businesses weren't sexy. They weren't, the people didn't see the commissionable value as high enough. And there's a lot of commission junkies out there who will drag their team from pillar to post chasing money. And because these offers, these tools and resources didn't look sexy enough, they were left by the wayside. Now, obviously, I'm a sexy beast. I get that, and you the same. But what we needed to do is sexy up those offers because there was nothing wrong with them. And there was certainly nothing wrong with the people in them. And so Boss Excel is a platform that's brought together a number of offers that people were already involved in our world, and we've turned them into a single success system. And that's allowed those people to grow and expand, and the networks have grown with it, and we're now growing massive momentum within each one of those separate components, and you're going to see that in just a second. So Big spoke about the actual success system itself, the SS in the Boss Excel formula, and that is comprising these 5 aspects that he's already covered. So we'll fly past that. So the BO is business opportunities. The business opportunities at the front end of this system, one of them is a really low cost entry. And it's that for a reason, because we don't want anybody struggling to join. $7 is all it takes to get started in the first offer, and that's a safe list. The second offer is something called a traffic exchange. Both of these things are traffic-based offers. So essentially what we're doing for your people who are going to be exposed to this system through the complete funnel that we give you is we're teaching them really early on the importance of traffic, because that's the most important factor in any successful business opportunity. Safe list, low cost traffic. Traffic exchange, mid-range traffic and more targeted. And it gives them an opportunity to expand and to learn and to progress. So the safe list itself gives you lots of different advertising. And as I say, it's a $7 startup. You can buy a traffic package in there for $7. So for my UK guys, that's about £4.50. So about the cost of a fish and chips meal. If you can't start a business for the cost of a fish and chips meal, then there's something very, very wrong. Yeah, exactly. We don't want you on board anyway.
That's the filter.
I was just going to say a minute. Big spoke about traffic funnel filter. That third part's really important. This Sure, yeah, it's all good fun and we have a right laugh and whatnot, but it's also a filter. Not everybody will make it to the end. Not everybody will like what we have to say. And that's great because those aren't the guys that we're looking to work with. So everything that we do within this entire system is aimed at not just filtering out the wrong, but filtering in the right. So you've got lots of different advertising included for your $7. And there's a slide that gives you a very brief overview, because what you can do is you can begin to upscale. So you get started and want to send an email, for example, to your least ad space list. What do I mean by that? As soon as you join, you get access to a list of over 3,000 business opportunity seekers, and you can send emails to them advertising whatever the hell you want within reason. So when you start off for $7, you can hit them up once a month. But what you want to do is get to a scale where you can hit them up every 2 days. Because when you're hitting people up that frequently, people want to know what you're doing. People want to know where your success is coming from. People want to know how they can follow in your footsteps. And we teach you exactly how to do that. As a result, you earn. Everything we promote on your behalf inside Boss Excel has a pay structure attached. So this system that's going to sell it all for you does it so that you can be financially rewarded. What we do for you, we do so that you can be mentally rewarded, so you can learn. Your system rewards you with cash. So Least Ad Space is going to pay you 100% commissions on any traffic that your system sells for you. So those
hold up, Rich. So the group is free. The system is free.
Mm-hmm.
And they can basically join Least Ad Space for $7.
Yeah.
And if they bring people on board and they get 100% of the commissions that people pay, the $7 to them.
Yeah. And you know what? The thing is, I know we do this for comedy value, but the more I hear it, genuinely, the crazier I think it is.
Wait, are we crazy? Our man's Richard and those guys who own and run Least Ad Space. And what's beautiful about Least Ad Space is, guess what? Because it's $7, it's not sexy, so you don't have a lot of the big marketer commission junkies, pushing it, because honestly, they're not interested in $7. But yeah, exactly. Let Rich finish up, and I'm going to show you proof in my back office that those little 7s and 17s can add up. And not only can they add up, but the people paying the money, which Eric will talk about in a little bit, are happy to do it because we're teaching them how to leverage this little $17 tool.
Exactly. I just want to shout out, I'm just watching on my other screen, the trucking marketer, our man Anthony Palmer, has just joined us. Anthony has just recently hit that once every 2 day level. He's hit the highest, the pinnacle ad space. That's money hammer time for Anthony B. Palmer.
Don't wreck your truck, Anthony.
Exactly. He might just be trucking along, listening.
No, he's not. He's pulled over. He is law abiding.
Yeah. Fair point. Well put. So anyway, back to the gig. So at this point, we would generally open up Big's back office, jump in, have a look. He can show us how it all works. Are we going to do that? How are we doing for time?
Yeah, let's just do that quick. There you can see other people, but the truth is, I just want to do this because we want to show you real live proof. All right. So quickly, I'm going to jump in here. All right, and I'm going to share my screen. And all right, get those people all the way that way. Let's go straight to transaction history because Rich has shown you that, and again, how you purchase and all like that. But we want to show you that it's absolutely possible. These little things add up, and this is only over the last couple of months, as you can see. 7, 17, the list just keeps going on and on and on. And these are all paid out directly to the person, in this case, me, as people join through Payza or Bitcoin. And as I said, they add up. And we'll show you all about how to leverage this fantastic little tool, not only for these small payments, but for the fantastic leveraging of traffic. So I just wanted to show you that's live. That's in my back office right now. This is not photoshopped or anything like that fake. Just want to show you guys that. And again, I'm a top 3 to 1% earner, so results not typical. This is not going to guarantee that you're going to get any of these type of results, but the great thing about the Boss Excel system and the support group and the training is we really want to not only have you leverage the program's tools and offers inside it, but to train and teach you on a weekly basis to become a better marketer. Because in the end, okay, nothing happens until you're able to understand marketing and sales. All right, so you can knock me off there, Rich, and jump back into the presentation.
No problem, buddy, no problem. I did think you'd changed your settings. I didn't realize that were going to show up on your screen. It's a good job I was talking clean, innit? I almost thought. So anyway, where are we? Let's go back to share my screen, back in there, and right, off we go. So Traffic Exchange, FutureNet. Well, actually, it's Future Ad Pro. Future Ad Pro is part of the FutureNet network. So FutureNet is a social media, a multimedia business. Think Facebook, sharing videos, sharing photos, taking pictures of your lunch, that kind of thing. And so it's predominantly based out of Poland, and it's heavily weighted in favor of the home-based business owner. And so what they did is they expanded their business and added something called a traffic exchange. So a traffic exchange is a website which allows you to exchange traffic. So you advertise your website. Other people make an agreement to take a look at your website. In return, you take a look at theirs. And this is the type of business that first launched me online and took me from that zero start to 5-figure earnings in the space of a few months. And so they're incredibly powerful platforms if you're working with one as strong as Future Ad Pro. For all sorts of reasons, it's an incredibly strong platform. And Eric, you're flying in Future Ad Pro around about now, is that right? You're on mute, buddy.
Yeah, I'm getting there slowly. It's not mind-blowing, but it's getting there.
Well, you say it's not mind-blowing. Define not mind-blowing. If you just share a top-line figure, how are you doing on your Future Ad Pro commissions to date?
Oh, to date?
Yeah.
But it's about 16,000.
Oh, there we go. That was a Rich Green answer months ago. You see, it's the, but we'll come back and Eric can talk more about his results, utilizing the system and all.
Absolutely.
But we just wanted to show you. It's funny because what happens is as you start to gain momentum, you first start out saying, if I can only make $1,000. Okay, and then you make that 1,000, and then you make 2,000. You go, okay, if I can only make 10,000, you make the 10,000. Then all of a sudden you're like Eric there, where it's only 16,000. But anyway, Eric, we'll get back to you.
I remember my first $25, and I was more excited by that than Eric is by his 16,000.
Keep going, Rich. That's funny.
Beautiful. So earnings-wise in Future Ad Pro, you earn a number of ways. I touched on commissions with Eric because that's the strength in Future Ad Pro, that you can earn from the resale of advertising, much like in Least Ad Space. All of this is about selling something, being rewarded for it. No different to any other business. If you're a regular viewer of this, you'll often hear me talking about shoe shops and other ridiculous examples. Business is business. Without a transaction of an actual product, tool, or resource, no money is made.
Yeah, Rich, so many people out there say, I don't want to sell anything. Well, nothing gets done until something is sold. It doesn't matter. If you're basically working to go on a second date, aren't you selling yourself on that first date? Mm-hmm. So what we do, though, is we allow you a system that works, and you can plug into it, and you earn while you learn to be a better marketer and salesperson yourself. So go ahead, Rich.
Yeah, exactly. So within Future Ad Pro, you can get started for free. You can be involved in that business for zero, and ultimately work your way through the ranks as a result of your own activity. One of the other benefits of Future Ad Pro, that we don't push too heavily, but it can be a massive benefit, is that they share in their revenues. They are ultimately a business, just like any other, And when they generate revenues, when they generate income, profits, etc., they share that money with their active members. So put that into context. If you are active in Future Ad Pro, doing what you'd be doing anyway, advertising your business, looking at other people's adverts, they're going to pay you for it. And they pay you to the extent that ultimately your advertising doesn't even cost you anything. Your commitment is simply to look at a number of adverts per day. It's a traffic exchange. You've got to do your bit. You view 10 adverts per day and you continue to earn a proportion of the company's revenues as long as they're making some until you've earned a specific amount of fixed.
So Rich, let's hit them with the money hammer real quick here. Again, this is to show you real proof and progress results. It's not to brag. We'll move on to Future Ad Pro from lease to ad space here, and I just want to show you what's possible. Again, I'm a top 3 to 1% earner, but we can show you how to do this. The leverage, the system that we're showing you is exactly the system I've been using over the last 11 months in order to have the results that we're having. All we've done is packaged it and put it together for you so that it's easily duplicatable. And we're going to share how you can do that with a couple of clicks of a button and some entries and things like that in a little bit when we go over this one right here. Look at this tab right here. But Future Ad Pro, let me show you what's possible. Now, Future Ad Pro is a traffic exchange, as Rich talked about. You've got to watch ads to be qualified daily. You got to watch 10 ads per day. Right now, I'm currently sitting at the maximum that they allow you to purchase in traffic and advertising. That's 1,000 of the $50 ad packs and 100 of the $10 ad packs. You can go ahead and do the math there. I'll slow this down and do the math, and you figure out how much that is. But the bottom line is I also can build a team and get paid off of other people purchasing advertising also. As Rich said, they share in the advertising so that when you purchase advertising, we're going to show you really quickly, you need to watch 10 ads per day. We show you and train you on how to create these, okay, to get people to respond and click on them. But I want to scroll up here. I want to move, let me move us, all right, and show you what's possible. Again, results not typical, all right, over $115,000, almost $116,000 since basically the end of April, first week in May, okay? Boom, I'll hit myself with the money hammer. And that all comes from what Rich was talking about, that we talk to people, okay, about leveraging. You can come in as a free member, but if you come in as a free member, you only get paid on one level of people that you bring in. If you are level 5 like myself, you get paid on 5 levels, starting at 8%, 4, etc. That's where all those commissions and earnings come from. And the people like Eric are happy to also come in and be purchasing, all right, because we teach and train them how to leverage this system to do the same thing.
There's a lot of love and a lot of wows on Facebook for those.
Absolutely. Again, remember, results not typical. Earnings, income are never guaranteed nor promised. All right, I will stop sharing. Tease you enough there. We got some other stuff to share also, my man. Again, proof, progress, results, real-time, live proof. No Photoshop crap, none of the fake, dollar bills or, the fact that you're standing beside a car that's not even yours. We show you a system and we show you real proof as we're actually doing it. Go ahead, Rich, my man.
Absolutely. I love watching them results on Facebook Live. It kind of gives us a level. We know who we're talking to. When the money comes out, the reactions go crazy. We know who we're speaking to then, don't we? So let me go back to share screen and we will crack on. Oh, missed the button. There we go. Right. So beautiful. Online Sales Pro. Now, I'm going to correct myself. There's a contradiction here. When I said at the start that we brought together offers that weren't sexy. Online Sales Pro wasn't part of our repertoire at the start, but it has become the glue. It's become the heart of what we do. And it's what's
because Rich, you and I were doing the system, all right, that I introduced you to in order to loop all this back. But again, the key was how can we replicate and duplicate, all right, and have people be able to do it also without working with them one-on-one, which is what was happening. And you were able to duplicate it.
In the past life, in the BossX formula, the original was built on a sales system that I'm not going to name, and it created duplication to an extent, but it was such a complex baby that so much of my time was spent, like you say, one-on-one, helping people deal with the challenges that platform.
Oh, and don't get us wrong, Rich and I love talking to people, training people, but if you're going to truly create a system and a program that's replicatable and duplicatable, you can't do it one-on-one or one-on-3 or one-on-10.
It doesn't matter how good we are. If the guys who we've brought on board aren't quite, or are too busy, or have got this, that, and the other going on in their lives, they can't help their people that way. So the system has to be the same for everybody.
Well, the truth is, my wife and Rich's significant other said, you guys need to spend a little more time with us. Go ahead, Rich. Truth be told. Go ahead, my man.
Leave that one alone. So, Online Sales Pro, incredible, sexy sales system that has ultimately become in itself the success system for this entire gig. We're plugging traffic. It is the funnel. It makes up part of the filter. It provides and hosts the follow-up, and it leads into the congruent tiered traffic. So it is the heart of what we do. It is very sexy. It's all of these things that are on your screen. We've built an entire system, the BossXL system, inside Online Sales Pro. What you're able to do as an individual, if you choose to, is build your own systems within Online Sales Pro. You're selling, I don't know, you're selling nutrition shakes, then build yourself a little system that sells them for you. You're selling gas or electric, build yourself a little system that sells it for you. You're selling real estate, do the same. It is a sales tool suite that allows you to do all sorts. We just so happen to have built our gig inside it and then give that gig to you. So this is what it looks like. It allows you to build lead capture pages, sales funnels, manage your lead base. There's loads of social media training. It's a real bag of tricks. What it does is it pays, and it pays well, because this system costs $37 per month. It's not a lot of money, especially considering what we were paying to the previous system. And of that $37 per month, it pays you 20.
54% payout to the affiliates.
50. I'm supposed to be the geek, so I'm the so 54% payout. So basically what that means is, if I'm getting that right, and I am geeky enough with the numbers, then that means if you get 2 people to join Online Sales Pro, your gig's free, yeah?
There you go with that free again. No, it's absolutely true. If you get 2 people to join you in a system that they're going to use not only for BossXL, that's the beauty of Online Sales Pro. As Rich said, you're going to find you become addicted because you can use it for so many other offers. See, and we're not those type of people who say, other people don't have business opportunities. They do. That's what's so beautiful working with the owners of Online Sales Pro, Joel Kelman, Grady Paulson, Vincent Ortega Jr., and all of their support people, Jordan, the list goes on, my man Kevin Cohen, and if we're missing people, we're sorry about that, but this is not, the OSP show. This is the BossXL Pit Lane Power Hour. But the truth is, it's wonderful working with them because they understand the power of being able to replicate and duplicate a system. And that's why not only are you able to do what we're showing you, but you're going to find that you probably are going to see other offers in there, especially some MLM network marketing offers that have pre-built templates, funnels already. And that's why we have people loving us.
Great you mentioned that, because I don't generally answer live questions on this thing as we go, but I just glanced over to my screen and there's a guy, Kevin Gill, who's just asked a question on the comments about, can this work for high ticket offers? If you're talking about this individual platform in the middle, Online Sales Pro, absolutely. Why do we know this? A couple of reasons.
Yeah, Kevin, you can hit them with the money hammer on high ticket offers. Absolutely. It allows you to create your own custom funnels, lead capture pages, or systems, just like we did. We built the entire Boss Excel system, okay, on this platform. All right, we worked directly with the guys, and essentially went back and forth, and we're the first people to do it to this scale, but it shows you what's possible. Now, once again, we put 100 hours into doing that. We're not saying that you have to, but once you're introduced to Boss Excel, we, on a lot of the weekly training, start to go into the flexibility of not only the Boss Excel system, but OSP itself also. And people are absolutely loving it, because then you've got basically this whole traffic loop system, but at the same time, you start to, again, what are we focusing on? We want you to focus on traffic and looping, and also, guess what? Becoming a better marketer.
Absolutely, absolutely. So in answer to your question, yes. Right, let's move on. We're going to have a look inside. There we go. How are we doing for time?
We're way over, but I think we're going to be okay, because I think I can share another proof progress back office. We've been with OSP, 2.5 months now since we launched, right? So go ahead and go through this, and I'll wake them up again with the money hammer by showing my back office. Rich, go ahead, my man.
Beautiful.
All right, let me ask this. Who wants to see my back office and what's possible if you want to bust your ass on a system like OSP or Boss Excel? I've shown you so far. Give me some love, some thumbs up there while my man takes you through. Because, again, it's not only us. We're going to show you proof progress from other people, but I'll hit people with the money hammer if there's enough love out there. Oh, not looking like it. A lot of thumbs up. I need some hearts.
We're getting plenty of thumbs. I thought off the back of what happened with them Future Ad Pro that there'd be a lot more love for money.
That's what happens, Rich. I tell you, once people start making money in the system, it's like, yawn.
It's all relative, isn't it? It's like snow blindness. They stop seeing it after a little while. Right, okay, cool. So what I am just doing, in fact, I tell you what, mate, that's a lot of hearts. Go on, jump in your office.
Oh, look out, here we come. Fee-fi, fo, fum. And again, results not typical. We're going to move right on from Future Ad Pro, as we basically said. Let me move a few things around. And this is Online Sales Pro. And as we said, what we love so much about it, let me put this bad boy back up here, is it is a fantastic system that you can run from your mobile phone. What's great about it has an app. There's so much that can be done on the app. There's so much more that can be done on the desktop, but it is a straight up affiliate offer. We love that, because you get to focus on it as a tool, but because you introduce other people to be able to use it as that tool in order to generate more earnings for themselves, they also pay out affiliate income. And so if we go back, basically, let me go to my affiliate here. All right, and show you what I've been able to do over the last. That looks familiar because that's where Rich took it from. Bear with me here, my computer screen. All this sharing, all this proof is slowed down my computer there. All right, so there's some commissions that are paid out. But let's look at. Whoops, I'm gonna try to hide the names here. All right, okay, try to hide the names. Oh, let me go up a little bit more. There we go. All right. So if we look down here, like I said, 2.5 months, 98 paid subscription, over $4,100 in earnings. Now, that may not seem like a lot. Okay, small money hammer. But we're not focused on it specifically only for the affiliate commissions. It's a fantastic tool that these guys have built and support and continue to improve. And there are lots of other things coming, updates, all like that we're excited about. But what it shows you is if you believe in a tool and it works for you, you can also get paid on it. And we are happy about OSP, not only because of the commissions, we're happy about it in addition to the commissions, but it shows you what can be done. Right, exactly. And the great thing is,
there's not many offers where you can genuinely say the money is a bonus, but that is the case.
And so just to show you guys, all right, again, you can build in here. There are quick templates for third-party funnels as far as OSP, all the others. If we go to our pages for the funnels that we essentially built, on my pages, again, slow down here. All that money is just bogging me down. It's getting heavy. This lead capture page here was a joke, by the way, because they were running a contest in OSP about Bacon a Month Club. But anyway, you can build all types of lead capture pages. Our entire system, oh, those are so sexy. Every time I see them, those lead capture pages. Our entire system here is built on this. which is why it's easily replicatable and duplicatable with simply a share code. We click, we give all that. We have a complete site set up. That's why we love it so much. That takes people step by step to go through and have their own. And so bottom line is, I hit you with the money hammer. I'm going to let my man Rich, and then we're going to get to Eric, so that it's just not us talking about it. You can actually hear from people. I'm not going to say Eric's average. He would think he is with that 15 or 16,000, but he's certainly not average.
Average guys are sat watching TV right now, buddy. They're not on here watching us. You know what I mean? This is a different caliber of average if these guys are average. Just to very quickly answer Brad Harridan. Great point. He happened to spot the volume of traffic that Big is throwing into his system. Bear in mind, Brad, go back to the very beginning of what we spoke about Boss XL being a loop, an exposure loop, a self-funding system. This entire gig pays for itself once you reach a certain limit. And that limit, that level is not far away for a lot of people. You can get to the sweet spot, as we call it, in a relatively short space of time. And from the sweet spot onwards, not only is all of your traffic paid for, but inevitably there's money going in your pocket as well.
I think he was picking up on the fact that I have steady Eddie traffic and signups. And how do we do that? Well, guess what? Inside the Boss XL system, we're going to share with you as a bonus exactly how we do that.
Mm-hmm. But we're not going to share that tonight. We did it last week. We're running out of time. So I am going to jump back on screen share just to very quickly whiz past the screens that we are not going to cover so that you guys can see some juice and that there's more reasons to talk to us. And when I say us, I don't mean me and Big. What I mean is there's more reasons to speak to the guys who brought you here. So you've seen this on somebody's Facebook wall. You've seen it in an email campaign. You've seen one of your friends like it, love it, wow at it, or comment on it. Those are the people that you need to be getting back in touch with. Not me, not Big, not even Eric, although hopefully Eric's been doing lots of liking, clicking and loving and all of that good stuff. And so there's loads of people going to be flooding in with inquiries as well. But the people who've put the work in are the people who get the benefit. I touched on the fact that this system does everything for you. It does everything after that initial effort. Your effort is, I don't know, why are we on screen share? Your effort is
because I approved that slide, so now you really want to show it off.
Yeah, your effort is what generates the amount of business that you get from this, the volume that you get from it, and the pace that you get to that sweet spot, that stage where it becomes self-funding. So yes, there's work involved. Beyond that work, we've done it all for you, and it's a beautiful thing.
Now, hang on, because that's a great introduction for Eric. We have done a boatload of work, and we do it because we absolutely love what we do. And Rich and I actually take pride in seeing other people start to have success with the system. Otherwise, we wouldn't have built it, because we could have just continued to do what we were doing. But when you have success, one of the things you can do is hoard it, or you can basically share how to do it. See, there's a saying out there that a lot of people say that those that can't do, teach. And Rich and I basically say bullshit. We say that those that do can also teach. Now, ultimately, we can teach you, we can show you, we can give you all the skills, tools, and training, but it's really up to you to implement it and keep implementing it. So on that note, we brought Eric on so that he can talk about his experiences. And I think you guys are going to resonate, because it's a lot of the same experience that many of you have been going through, of being excited about offers because these big leaders kind of hype them up and all like that, and you go in and you spend all this money and there's no help to be found, and you kind of get left by the wayside, and you jump over and you see that other offer, you jump over there, you jump over there.
You're taking his glory, man. You're taking.
I know, no, I'm lining him up to that. All right. Now, one of the things that I'm going to warn you all about is Eric is from Florida and has a deep, deep Southern accent. Yeah. So we don't have a way to put up a closed caption. So just listen very closely. Eric, my man, all the way from Florida, thank you for joining us. We finally got you squared. Sorry we have to do it at the end. We were going to introduce you earlier, but with technical difficulties. Eric, my man, let everybody know who you are, where you're calling from, a little bit of your story, and what's going on with you, Boss XL, my man.
Remember to unmute first.
Can you hear me now?
There we go.
Boom!
Let's go.
I suppose my name's Eric Wright, and I guess as you can tell by my accent that I am from South Florida. I've been with Boss XL since the beginning, and I got into it because I was in 3 of the other programs already. I was in Leeds Ad Space, I was in Future Ad Pro, and I was also in Exitus. But I had no way of promoting them.
So hang on, Eric. Hang on. So you were already in all these programs.
Right.
How much did you have to pay Rich and I as sponsors to get into Boss XL and do all the training?
Nothing.
Damn it!
Have you
Rich, there's that free again. Go ahead, Eric.
Hot damn.
I just, I had these programs. I didn't know how to promote them, or I was just finding it difficult. And then, Big, you introduced me to OSP, and then that introduced me to the Boss XL, and it's just been going on from there. From there, it's just great. All I've been doing is just following the system. And one thing you didn't mention about Leeds Ad Space is that we can use that for training. I mean, one of my was writing solo ads.
Well, don't have us. You tell them. Yeah, you tell them.
Oh, you don't want me to say anything?
No, please.
Well, as I said, one of my problems was doing emails and solo ads. Well, for $7 a month, $7 one time.
I was going to say one time.
Yeah, I can practice and just keep practicing and practicing, and it's good. Now I'm working my way up there. I think I'm at the 4th or 5th level. Where's the 6th? So I'm getting there.
So how often can you practice now, Eric?
What do you mean by practice, though? Because a lot of people are watching this and have no idea. We talked earlier about the training and making people better marketers. What do you mean by practice when it comes to Leeds Ad Space? Well,
I can make an ad, and if I don't get any clicks or get anybody, I just go in and change it. And I do the same thing with Future Ad Pro.
So you're learning as you go along.
Exactly.
Did you have that before when you had bought these programs?
Did you say learning or earning?
Learning, both. Well, obviously both, right?
Yeah. No, I'm doing it. And I mean, Future Ad Pro, I get so many leads from there every day now. And as I said, I just keep tweaking the ads. And
so now Future Ad Pro is a traffic exchange, all right? Yeah, and so part of what you're learning in the training, right, is how to write better ads, okay, for that to get more leads. And so the traffic is what we're most excited about in Future Ad Pro. Right. So a lot of times you'll hear me say this, right? I always say that the traffic in Future Ad Pro is the biscuits, because that's what we're there for. Mm-hmm. The revenue that you get, the fact they share revenue, that's the gravy. That's a bonus.
Right.
So now, would you still be in Future Ad Pro with what you've learned now, even if the revenue wasn't as great as they share now?
Well, yeah, because I'm still getting the ads, I'm still getting the leads, I'm still getting, it's still, everything's out there, of course.
Right, because the system is all about driving traffic back into the system. Yeah. Awesome. Keep going, my man. So what about Online Sales Pro? All right, you didn't have Online Sales Pro. I introduced you to it.
And that I love. I spend more time playing on that than I do anything else. And it's great, building those lead pages or lead capture pages and everything. And what I do like about it, they've got owners that listen. Mm-hmm. That makes such a big difference. And they're approachable. You can contact them and they will listen. If you've got a problem, they'll help you out. So I'm loving OSP. Everything. Everything just, as you say, a loop, and it's nice.
Fabulous. Love it.
It's all self-funded. I've not paid any money out of my pocket.
Boom. Now let's go back to that. Listen up. All right. Let's go back. Back up here. Let's put the car in reverse here, Eric.
Okay.
Repeat what you just said about your entire system.
I've never paid a penny for it. The only money I did it with, with Future Ad Pro. Nobody's ever mentioned FutureNet.
Yep.
That's what I did, and I got money from there, and I did that to buy my first ad packs in Future Ad Pro, because FutureNet, we was in there before Future Ad Pro.
Yep.
And
So you were already switched on to an idea of self-funding and using one to fund the other, and
well, yeah,
So
but
now-
that's the extent of what Boss Excel is.
Exactly. So
fabulous.
Eric, so essentially what you understood was finally there was a system that looped it all together, that put it all together, allowed you to replicate and duplicate. Okay. And the only thing that was missing, honestly, you and I talked, and I when we first talked, I said, I think I have a way to do it, to replicate and duplicate it. That's not going to cost an arm and a leg, because I could have done it on other systems, which were massively expensive. And if we can do this, are you in? And you said, definitely, if you can do all that. And I said, all right, well, we'll see you in a couple months.
Yeah.
But the great thing is you talked about it, is you knew the system because we had already talked about it, what the system needed, but you weren't actually doing the system because it wasn't all in one place. You had the parts and pieces, but you weren't doing it. So, but you had success, just like Rich did, starting from nothing, getting people to come in, inviting them, etc., having them be part of your team. But then when the leaders who hyped all those kind of went by the wind, you kind of felt like a widow and orphan, right? Like,
Right.
what do I do now?
I don't even hear from them guys anymore.
Yeah, and again, we're not naming names. It just happens.
No, I don't.
But it didn't change that the programs were valuable. What I love about it is you're just like Rich, who basically started from nothing, built a pretty good, and then you kind of plateaued and said, what's happening? And then you introduce this leverage, this looping, and you're just taking off, my man. Congratulations. I'm proud of what you've been able to do since we kicked off, the day after Christmas, because you've
awesome
you dove in and you are on every training. You're implementing everything that we talk about, and you're replicating and duplicating the system and driving traffic the way that we're talking about it. And as you said, you're earning, but you're also learning and implementing. And I think that's what's missing.
I'm a advocate to this, because, like you say, he is on every training. He's in all of the private chat rooms. Sometimes there's a lot of fun in there, but there's also a lot of business done in there, and sharing of ideas and bouncing stuff off of each other. And I think you're getting value from that, if I'm not mistaken. Buddy.
So Eric,
Everybody's helping each other, yeah.
Eric, let me and we'll close the show on this question.
You froze. You still there?
Can you guys see me?
I can see you fine, dude.
Awesome. So Eric, we'll close the show on this. All right. Let me ask you this one question. All right. Let me ask you this one question. If you were to talk to the Eric of...
Hold on. I missed you because you froze for about a minute, 30 seconds or so.
Yep. So
idea.
Eric...
It's always on this question, brother.
I know, it is. So Eric, if you were to talk to the Eric of 4 or 5 months ago, you're sitting there, okay, and you have time machine, and you're sitting in front of Eric of 4, 5, 6 months ago, what would the Eric of today, who's been introduced to the Boss Excel system, who's been using it for the last 45 days, tell the Eric of 6 months ago? Because you own the same programs, except for OSP, and you didn't know the Boss Excel. What would the Eric of today tell that person sitting there right in front with your Southern Florida accent?
Well, I think I don't know. I'd tell him to get up off his ass and do what you're told. I mean, I can listen and I can learn, and I don't know everything, and I don't pretend to know everything. And there's people there, and I listen, and that's all I do. Just follow the system.
Absolutely. So, is the system? One last question: is the system hard to follow?
No.
Boom.
Fabulous.
Right there.
There's nothing to follow. It just works itself.
As long as you put the work in and let the system follow the formula, right?
Leads was always hard for me to get. And now I see, the leads are coming in nice.
Yeah, absolutely. The one thing that Eric talks about is on your phone, whenever you get leads into the system, they will come across, I don't know if you have any, but because it's app-based and all like that, you put notifications on, you'll see all kinds of crazy cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching that's letting you know that you're getting leads and sales into the system. And that's something that OSP integrated. And with the system, the way that we have set it up, as Eric said, we joke about it. You should never leave your phone on if you're trying to get sleep.
No, Rich put me wise to that the other day, because I was complaining that I'm up 3-4 times a night because it keeps going cha-ching, cha-ching. And he said, well, you can turn, because I use my phone for my alarm clock. He said, well, you can turn the cha-ching off, which I didn't know. So now I don't, but I forgot to turn my iPod off.
Right. But what happens, though, is when you don't hear the cha-chings, you go into withdrawal, and you got to check whether or not, oh, yeah, the system's still working. I'm still getting leads.
I do. I set my alarm at 6:30 every morning and check it.
Awesome stuff. Awesome stuff. And we're going to end it on that, Eric. Do us one last favor, in your own words. No leading question or anything. We got a number of people. There'll probably be a couple thousand people that'll watch this as far as views and on replays. What would you say to those people out there watching right now to end the show that are watching this live or on replay about the Boss XL system, my man?
Well, I just want to, get started, join and get started. It's it's just so easy. I've been with one or two systems, and and this is the easiest one. Even like with OSP, I was a little bit iffy because it was too simple, and I thought it can't be that good if it's that simple. now I'm forever talking to people the other system saying you've got to come over to OSP because
isn't that funny? When you're passionate about something, Eric, how that passion helps sell people, because people want to do business with people they know, like, and trust, but also they want to do business with people that are confident and passionate. And so what we hope we did today by having Eric come on, we wish we could have had him on earlier so he could share more of a story. But tell you what, hook up with Eric in the Facebook group. And Eric, do us a favor. You know it by heart. What's the www to get in the Facebook group, my man?
Join the Facebook club. Join the Facebook group.
Yep. Go ahead, my man. www.jointhefacebookgroup.com. Rich, my man, Eric, thank you very much, brother. Continued success. We see you really starting to ramp up here, and we're very happy for you and happy for people that you're bringing in also. That's the beauty of this, because as he's learning, Eric is also sharing that knowledge with people that he is bringing in who basically have been in his same situation. And he can truthfully say that he has found somewhere where if you just plug into the training, if you just follow the formula, and as he said, it's so simple that sometimes you sit there and go, wait a minute, it can't be that simple. It's got to be complicated.
Well, yeah, it is simple. People have to realize, too, that it's not instant. They've got to work at it. Some people, like have been in, say, for a couple of months, say, well, I'm not earning the same money as you. I said, well, I've been from the beginning, I'm working it. And that's what we've got to do. And this is where a lot of people are getting led wrong, by these, what do you call them, the big gurus.
Those commission junkies, absolutely. So, Eric, we appreciate it. Rich, my man, take them out with the money chicken, brother.
The money chicken is, do you know what? He's been able to rest all night. We've not talked about much in the way of failings whatsoever. It's all been positive. It's been a great show. Thank you for being online or watching this on replay. Big thanks to Eric for being with us tonight from sunny Florida. Great results so far, buddy. Stay active, stay involved. And we do these every single week. So we'll see you next week at 9 o'clock GMT or 4 p.m. EST. More important, we may not see you, but what we do want to see is your people. Bring guests, bring others who want to find out how to turn tools, resources, services, and systems that can help home-based business owners succeed into a simple, supercharged system working on autopilot. And we'd love to help them do that. So that's us, Rich Green, our boy Big, and we'll catch up with you next week.
Awesome. Catch you next week on the BOSSXL Pit Lane Power Hour. Thank you, everyone. See you in the group, www.jointhefacebookgroup.com.
Good night, y'all. Your thumb might need steady a little longer, my finger slipped.